because I'm comfortable with it. It's my safe space. Reading is my safe space. My library of Black authors that need to be highlighted. And I feel like the one thing that I'm going to bring to YouTube is a love for Blackness. That's what I'm bringing. Wait a fucking minute. Why do I love this? Oh my god. Okay, I just wish I had glasses so I could see better. I'm watching. Oh yeah, on YouTube. I got back from a run a couple of hours ago. It was like way earlier. Like I got back from a run around like in the morning, around like 9. It is 2 p.m. now. I have since showered and I had so much coffee and tea and took Bosky for a little play date in the park. And she was just resting, but now she's up because she saw me run to get my tripod. Ashton got me this tripod a while ago. I really used to use it for photography, and I don't know why I didn't think that I could ever use it for filming, because it's great for filming.
So it is kind of like having a great time, but like can't, you know, do wish to kind of improve my running.
Okay. Take 1. I'm hoping this is the only time that I have to shoot this video. Okay. So, hello Booktube. This mic is not connected to anything. It's just here for special effect because I couldn't get it connected to my camera. So, we have Bosky here, we're taking a nap, and I'm chatting. I just ate, and this is my Booktube newbie tag, so welcome to my newbie tag. I know it's very long overdue. I know I've been on YouTube for like over almost a decade, probably over a decade. But I feel like I should introduce myself because I never did that. I also did not know that a Booktube newbie tag was a thing until recently. So yes, relaxation. It's just incense, or I get a little closer. There we go. So I decided that I was gonna sit with my books in the background because it's just classic. Question number 1, which is, let me forget my prompt. Why did you start this channel? The main reason why I started my YouTube channel is because, well, my bestest friend in the world, besides my dog, Ashton, is my bestie, and he is the person that I like talking to the most. But he does listen to me. It would be nice to ramble on about books to someone who cares about the things that I'm rambling on about. Not that he doesn't care, but he doesn't, and that's okay, because there are people out there that do, and I just need to find them. And that's why I started my channel, so that I could have someone to ramble on about the things that I'm reading about who wants to listen. So if you're someone who wants to listen about my books, feel free to join this channel with me, because I want to talk to you. What are some fun and unique things that you can bring to Booktube? Well, firstly, I don't know if this is fun, but it's definitely unique, but I have a special eye condition called keratoconus. So it's very hard for me to read things. As you can see, I'm probably squinting at my phone right now. I don't really know why I'm bringing that to YouTube. Another fun and unique thing that I can bring is my love for Black literature. I don't see very many people talking about Black literature on YouTube or anywhere ever. Black writers rarely get the limelight unless they're being highlighted by other Black people. When people talk about classics, the only classic Black writers they ever can bring up are like Toni Morrison and James Baldwin, which I love. This whole stack right here behind me, this whole stack, all books written by Toni Morrison, because I love Toni Morrison. She's a fucking icon. And I have a whole stack up there, James Baldwin. I love them, but there's lots more, like 50% of my library of Black authors that need to be highlighted. And I feel like the one thing that I'm going to bring to YouTube is a love for Blackness. That's what I'm bringing, because nobody talks about Blackness on YouTube. It's a very important topic, especially here in America, because we are meant to be dehumanized, and I refuse to let that happen to anyone Black. Any other fun and unique things, because that one isn't really fun, but it's most definitely unique. Fun things, fun things, fun things. My puppy's fun. I'll like put her in the videos. I am a really good cook, so as well as book reviews, you will also be getting recipes, or at least watching me cook. And just like my personal reading style, like I am who I am, and can't really replicate that. I'm bringing myself to YouTube. I am the fun and unique thing. There's no other me. What are you most excited about for this channel? I am most excited about making friends. I am most excited about, again, bringing blackness to the booktube community, or black topics and issues or social justice issues that don't regularly get talked about to the black community. I'm excited to have other people to talk to about this. I did start a book club outside of booktube, a physical actual book club, and it was going really well for a while, but we've all kind of fell off because of life and work. So I'm really excited to build that up again if I can, digitally, and then eventually move that on back into the physical world. And I know that my book club friends, some of them at least, I know, watch my YouTube videos. So it's just a good way to tie everything in together, full circle moment. And I'm really just excited about expanding that community as best as possible and getting other black kids into reading, because I hear from a lot of folk, or at least folk that I know, because I'm black, obviously, so most of the people that I have grown up with have been black, and most of the people I know are black. Doesn't mean I don't know other people, I definitely do, but I know a lot of black people. But a lot of black kids I hear are uncomfortable with reading, and I want to break that. I want to kill that. I want America to stop killing our children, and I'm really excited to be a face of goodness when it comes to reading, like someone that black kids can look at and be like, oh my god, I can see myself represented in literature, or I can see myself represented in the area of literature in the world, because it's not just white people that can read. No, we can read too, and we can read well, and we can enjoy stories. Not that people don't know that, I'm sure they do, but again, more representation, more black representation always is what this world needs, and that's what I'm most excited about bringing to YouTube, is just to add more fucking color to the pot. The fourth question, why do you love reading? I've always loved reading. I don't really know how to answer that. It's kind of like an escape. I have lived a very tumultuous life, and when I was younger, reading was my safe space. I didn't enjoy being with my family members because it was quite stressful, to say the least. So I would escape to the library, and whenever I was doing something wrong, my mom would always say, go pick up a book, which translates to go pick up a book. So I've just always been encouraged to read by myself and by my mom. And I also wasn't allowed to have a phone until I was like 16. So I was reading. Books were my social life. Books were my peers. I didn't really have very many friends until, I guess, then, when I got a phone and turned 17 and all that. So I've kind of just always read, and that's why I love reading, because I'm comfortable with it. It's my safe space. Reading is my safe space. All right, we're getting a little deep there. What book or series got you into reading? I don't really read series, and I don't really know what book got me into reading, because like I say, I started reading when I was really young, and I don't really have recollection of my childhood because PTSD and other forms of trauma. I don't know, but I do remember when I was young reading books like the Junie B. Jones series, or the Dork Diaries, which is the girl version of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series, or when I wasn't allowed to be in the kids library anymore because I turned 14 and they forced me. They literally were like, no, today you have to go to the adult library and get an adult library card. And I literally, my heart was ripped out of my chest. I loved being 13. I had to go to the adult library, and then I started getting into like urban fiction, which is mostly adult erotica, and I was like 14 reading like I don't even know how to explain how it was written. I was basically just 14 reading porn. And I do have one book on my shelf from my childhood that like I remember distinctly reading in 7th grade that I got banned from my entire school district, and every single student was like not allowed to check this one out from the public library because I passed it around in health class until my teacher got it and read a very inappropriate scene for 13-year-olds to be reading according to the school district. But the book is called Next Door Nympho by CJ Hudson, and not that this book got me into reading, but this book got me in trouble for reading in 7th grade. But books that I want to say have shaped my life and existence, which I guess you can say kind of got me into reading, because we had to read summer reading books, and then in 8th grade over to like high school I was recommended for honors English, so I started having a different list of books that I had to read than the other kids that were taking Regents classes. And I read all of them because I couldn't choose which ones that I wanted, so I'd go to the library and check them out and read all of them. And if I had to pick 2 favorites, because I'm breaking this down as small as I possibly can, it would be The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison and The Awakening by Kate Chopin. I'm pretty sure I read The Awakening first and then The Bluest Eye, so The Awakening is technically my favorite book, but I have to give Toni Morrison precedence because she's a black woman. I don't make the rules, those are just the rules. So The Awakening by Kate Chopin made me realize, well, I mean, I kind of have always known, again, from a very young child, that I was queer and that I do not live to serve a man or to serve the patriarchy. And the book, The Awakening, kind of just reinforced that idea for me, because I thought that I was not crazy, but different for having ideas that were different from other children at the time. I don't want to say other girls because I don't like the I'm different from other girls theory thing, but like I did know that I had ideas that were different than the other children that I was around, and The Awakening kind of just reinforced that for me. I was like, whoa, adults think this way too, wow. And then I read The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison, and that book made me realize that I love being black, and no, I don't want to be white, because up until I fucking read The Bluest Eye, I wanted to be white so bad. The Bluest Eye made me realize how beautiful my blackness was and why I was so obsessed with wanting to be white. So those 2 changed my life, and I don't really want to say they got me into reading, but they definitely got me into wanting to read more classics. Obviously I read a plethora of other classics, but those 2 really stick out to me and I reread them regularly. And then honorable mention for The Fault in Our Stars, I'm ashamed to say. That book makes me cry every single time. Every time. What question would you ask your favorite booktubers? Okay, I would ask Emmy, how do you make your videos so engaging? How are you so good at talking about books? Or all of my favorite booktubers, really. How are you guys all so good about describing the books that you've read and like the things that you like about them without sounding like completely basic? Like, you guys sound like the discussions that we have in English class, but like on a regular basis when you talk about books. And I think that's my goal for being well, I mean, as a human, you just always want to improve. Well, personally, as a human, I always want to improve, whatever that means. Improve my vocabulary, grow my mind, expand my knowledge, all of those things. I just want to be able to speak about books like I am a professor. I would like to be a professor of literature at some point in my life. That would be nice. I think that's what I would ask. How do you guys do that, and how can I do it too? What challenges do you think starting a YouTube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I think the only challenge that's going to be hard is, 1, consistency, especially when my channel starts growing. I don't think so, because if my channel starts growing, that'll give me the motivation to stay more consistent, so that probably shouldn't be a problem. The only challenge I think I will face is being a black person on YouTube. Just the same challenges that I face in life, being a black person in America. On YouTube, I'm just gonna have to fight that as best as I can. And I'm already doing it. I'm trying. I'm not giving up. So I think that's really the only one. And then obviously just like negativity, like if anyone's being rude. But I would just want to start by saying, if you are rude on my channel, you will get blocked and deleted. I am not here for the shiz. If you are homophobic, transphobic, sexist, misogynist, racist, that t-shirt that lists all those things, just, you might as well just go ahead and click off now, because I don't know. And also free Palestine. And my pronouns are they, them. They've been they, them for a very, very long time now, over 5 years about, and they've been respected throughout that whole time. And so if I feel disrespected, bye. And last 3 questions. When did you start reading? I kind of already asked that question, like literally in my life. I'm pretty sure I started reading the second I started school, which is probably when I was like, I don't know, 4 or 5. I don't know, like in college. I've always loved reading. I genuinely don't know. Like I can't imagine a time in my life where I didn't read. Where do you read? That is a really good question. I kind of read everywhere. I listen to audiobooks all the time when I'm not physically reading. When I'm physically reading, I like to sit on my couch, or sometimes I read before bed. Sometimes I read in my kitchen. I have this one restaurant before I got my dog that I really love to go to and have a glass of wine and read on a daily basis. Like, I'm not kidding. I was in there every day for 2 years, and then I got a dog. That was my favorite place to read and to write. But here we are now. I guess I will say in my apartment, because that's where I hang out the most since I have a puppy. Last question, what kind of books do you like to read? I like to read any book that talks about the Black experience. But then again, I also like to read everything. I'm pretty sure I have books from almost every genre in this house collection. I definitely, the one set of books that I do not have but I would like to try reading is manga. I do have some like comic like books. One book called Fun Home by Alison Bechdel. I read this for trans literature, I think, or for lesbians in literature and film in college. And it's like the only, wow, not me highlighting, wow, I was having a fun time highlighting the photos in here. Books that I like to read like most, like my guilty pleasure books are, I'm not gonna lie, lately I've been getting into romance, and I'm definitely a romance hater, but sometimes YA romance books are really hitting. So no, I kind of like to read everything. I also have a guilty pleasure for like old English type books, like books written between like 16, 17, 1800s, because I like the sound of their accents on audio, on the audiobook thing. But any book really, but mostly books that highlight the Black experience, because I want to know more about my people, and I'm on a journey of learning the history that I was never taught, especially because I grew up in a family that was not very centered around politics or talking about anything of any kind at all, because I was a child apparently, so I was not allowed to hear or speak, because I'm clearly a prisoner, not a human being. And even if I was going to speak to them, they weren't speaking about anything worthwhile to me anyway. So I like to read about absolutely everything, because I want to know everything. I want to use 1000% of my brain, and I want to store it with as much knowledge as I possibly can before the world implodes. That's my Booktube newbie tag. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, or you are interested in any of those answers, or anything that I have to say, or my thoughts, or my existence, or just anything related to me, go ahead and subscribe, and please like this video. I don't really know what it means to share it, but go ahead and share it with your friends, if you think that they are also going to be able to relate to anything that I've said here. And I thank you for your time and your existence, and I love you. And if you are, stay Black, don't die. I love you so much. Bye. And if you're not Black, I also love you as well. Please don't die. But I have to, again, look at representation. Shout out my folks who don't get it. So, dankeschön, adios, gracias. Those are the only languages I know. Give me a hug, come here. Give me a hug. Come here. Okay, see you later. Love you. Bye.